Hello, welcome to the WaveLinx Locate tutorial series, and today I will be showing you how to manage your own assets. Before getting started, you will need a user with asset management permissions and at least one available tag. Once you have all of that sorted out, you can navigate to the WaveLinx Locate application under the Applications list, and then navigate to the Assets page. This is where you will be managing your assets. If you already have assets, you can view them under these two tables. One table is for assets with tags, and the other without. To create a new asset, you will have to navigate to the Asset Creation page. Then, you will have to fill out the required forms such as a unique name, the department the asset belongs to, a unique asset ID, the category of the asset, and finally, the asset type. Note that the asset types are dependent on the category of the asset. So if you see here, the category is people, and you see the asset types belonging to the category people. But if I were to switch it to the object category, a different list of asset types will appear. After filling out the required forms, a list of available tags to use will appear. By default, the first tag will be selected, but you can change it to whatever tag is available. If there is a specific tag you want to use, you can use the search bar. The search bar will match the searched value with the tag MAC ID or the tag name, as you can see here. Also note that assigning a tag is optional, and you can still create one without a tag. For now, let's assign a tag. Once you are happy with all the details, you can click on the Add Asset button on the bottom right. And your newly created asset will show up here. Another way to create assets is to import a spreadsheet with all the asset details. To see what the spreadsheet looks like, you can export the assets currently in the system. After exporting, it will generate a protected spreadsheet, such as this right here, which you will need to unprotect in order to edit. Then, you can delete the data in the spreadsheet for a clean slate. To successfully import assets through a spreadsheet, the required details you must include are the asset name, the category of the asset type, the department the asset belongs to, and finally, all of these details must be encapsulated with borders as you see on this spreadsheet. Another thing to note is that when specifying the category, asset type, or department, it is important that you use what exists in WaveLinx. If there is an asset type or department that you wish to use but it does not yet exist in WaveLinx, you will have to create those new entries before you can use them in the spreadsheet. Also, please keep in mind that each required field is case sensitive. The asset ID is an optional field which you can fill yourself. Otherwise, a randomly generated asset will take its place after import. One final thing to note is that you should never include your own UUID because importing will fail if it's specified. Here is an example of some assets I'll be importing where some will fail because it doesn't meet the requirements. To import your spreadsheet, first click on the Import Assets button. Then, select your spreadsheet. As you can see, the example assets imported successfully, but the others did not. If you want to see a more detailed view of the import status, you can click on the Download Import Status button on the bottom left. A spreadsheet will be downloaded and it will tell you exactly which assets passed or failed. As you can see, it also shows that the first 3 example assets have passed and the other 4 have failed. If you have created many assets without tags, such as this right here, you can assign tags to all of them with the bulk assign feature. First, you click on an asset, then you select the tag, and finally the link button. All newly assigned tags will appear in the table here. If you want to reverse any changes that you've made, you can click on the delete button. And to save all the changes you made, you can click on the done button. When you have a lot of assets, it might also be useful to view assets belonging to a specific department, category, and/or asset type using the filter option. You can clear all the filters applied with this button here. Or you can also search for specific assets in the search bar. The search bar will name match based off of the asset name, the tag MAC ID, as well as the asset ID. In this view, you can also delete assets, or you can edit the asset. Editing the asset will allow you to change all the forms listed here. You can also edit the assigned tag by clicking on the Edit Tag button on the bottom right. From here, you are given options to completely remove the tag or to change to a new tag. Note that editing the category of the assets will remove the asset type and tag previously assigned. As you can see, the type and tag is no longer listed. After adding a new asset type, you can add a new tag by clicking on the Add Tag button on the bottom right. Or, if you want, you can also save the changes without assigning a tag. And now that newly edited asset has changed tables from assets with tags to without. One final thing you need to know about managing your assets are how to manage your asset types. From this page, you can click on the Types tab at the top left. Just like assets, you can create, delete, and edit asset types. This page is useful when you have an asset and there are no suitable asset types to describe it. When creating a new asset type, you will need a name, the category that the asset type belongs to, the icon of the asset type that will be displayed on the track feature, and the supported tag types that this asset belongs to. You can also add additional information about this asset type by clicking on the Add Field button. This will allow assets of this new asset type to hold additional information. As an example, I will create a new asset type for water bottles. As an additional information, I will create a new volume field to describe how much water the bottle can hold. If you want, you can set this as a required field so that when you create a new asset of type water bottle, you will have to fill out this form before saving those changes. You can also add more fields if you'd like, but for this example, I will leave everything as is. And here is your new asset type. Now let's create a new asset with this. As you can see, the new volume form also appears. And there you have it, everything you'll need to get started when managing your own assets. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to know more about Trellix and how it can connect to your business.